is a specimen right there. 16, well over 16 right there, guys.
Yeah, just so fat. Yeah.
Today, James and I took the e-bikes out. We're gonna cover some water today, and hopefully it's good, but today's topic is something that not a lot of people talk about, but it's consecutive days of good weather. Keep that in mind, because you could look up the conditions when it comes to surf fishing, and let's say it's rough for the whole week ahead, and then you finally get a good day. That good day, in terms of wave power and tide and everything, doesn't mean anything unless the fish came back and repopulated. When it gets really rough out there, these fish kind of scatter, go deep, try to find some protection. So what I like to do is wait until there's 2 or 3 days of good weather, and then when the conditions line up, that's usually good. The longer you can let fish repopulate and get comfortable again after some strong power in the waves, the better the fishing can be. So let's see if we can prove that. Yesterday was the first fishable day, and the whole week before, or like maybe 3 or 4 days before, wave power was like 1,000, and it was just really bad. So yesterday was decent, so hopefully it repopulated yesterday, and hopefully we can get on them today. Striped bass, surf perch, potential halibut. Got a couple things I want to try out today. I'm going to be toggling between this one, which is the Glow Sexy Smelt Glow White Sardine, classic silver sardine, or Mike's Tackle Box, and then just for funsies, I'm gonna have the Kalisa Barred Surf Perch, because we did catch striped bass here and halibut that had surf perch in its belly, so maybe we can match the hatch there. Peak high tide today is perfect. It's about 10 o'clock and it's 6:45, so we have about 3 solid hours of incoming tide, and then fish about an hour of peak high tide and see if we can time it just right. Hopefully the wind is in our favor today too. Maybe we should find another cut. Maybe a different cut. Yeah, we could cruise down there, see what's going on. We're gonna cover some water. A lot of beach to cover. There's a cut right here. Right here. Oh yeah. That looks good. Yeah, having the e-bikes is so nice. Cover a mile really quick. Get down the beach, especially as it's incoming tide. You have these pockets that haven't quite filled in yet, so they're coming in. So a lot of times you're gonna find these vast stretches of sandbars that are cutting off the fish from coming in close. So this e-bike is pretty game changer to be able to bypass all of those sandbars to find the cuts. Sometimes the structure the beach gives you is going to be cuts every half mile, so covering a lot of that dead space where there's a lot of sandbars sometimes, that's a pretty game changer. And today I brought out the Engwe X24 24-inch fat tires, good for the sand. has a ton of battery life, adequate power. It's pretty much the best when it comes to single motor e-bikes that you can bring onto the surf. I'm really happy with it. Only trouble is it does fold in half, so it is possible to get it into like a small SUV, but I transport it with my truck. But anybody with a small car, it's gonna be really tough. So it is limited, but it's really a bike that I'm really happy with. That's a fish. That's a fish. What kind of fish? I don't know. It's got some weird head shakes. It's not pull and drag crazy. It's got some weird head shakes for sure though. That's not a perch. Just play it. Play it. Oh no, that is a perch. Dude. That's a giant perch. Holy crap. Dude, that's a giant. James just got one too. I didn't think this was a perch. You got a big one too? Well, I'm glad we made that move. What in the world is this? That was my first cast, I think. Is it? So James is throwing, I believe, the Grunion color or something.
Looks like a trout to me. I don't know what it is.
I think it's the Chovy. Yeah, it's the Glow Sexy Chovy or something like that. But I don't know, guys. Look at this fish. So we got up at we left Santa Maria, I think like at 5 o'clock, and it's barely 7. Is it almost 7? Something like that. And
like that, yeah.
Look at this thing. I want to say that's over 16. I think possibly even a 17-inch perch. That's a big one. That's the biggest I've gotten in a while, that's for sure.
That is a monster. That's
a tank, guys. Let's get a measurement on it. Check that out, guys. That's the way you start the day.
Dude, that is the first perch I've caught in so long.
Solid. And that's how he ate it. Hey, let me take the hooks off first. That's a good idea. Pretty good. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a halibut or a freaking striped bass, but it was just dead weight. Oh, dude, I thought it was. Nah, it's not that quite. It's a 16-incher. I thought it was gonna be 17 all day, but it's 16. Well over 16 right there, guys. Wow. Got it on the Mike's tackle box. Color there. Yeah, that's a freaking tank. One more look at her. That is a specimen right there. A specimen. My dad just got back from the Philippines, so I think I'm gonna give this to him. Just because it's been at least a month since he's had surf perch. So this is gonna be a really good whole bake or whole fry for him. Thanks, buddy. Mwah. Thanks for the fight. Thanks for the bite. You're worth waking up for. Let's go. It's a little sloppy right there. This cut kind of makes an S turn out and then in, almost at a 45-degree angle. It's not straight out. So there's this sandbar flat right here, and then you got the cut right over here on this side. So I'm casting onto the sandbar, parallel the cut. But it's creating a rip current that's making me lose contact with my bait every now and then. That's where these perch have been. And it's probably because that current is dislodging some sand crabs or trapping some bait fish. So that's where I'm trying to put my bait right now. Just always scan and pay attention to what the current is doing, how it's moving. Just take mental note, and it should help you in the future. Yep, James is gonna meet me. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find another spot that could hold some fish. Kind of more protected area. But we got pretty much bluebird skies ahead of us today. So we'll see how that affects fishing. I typically do like overcast, but yeah, this time around, we'll see how that bright sky changes things. It might change my lure selection. I might go with a more subtle color instead of a very flashy minnow. I might go back to that glow white sardine, or maybe even that other color, the glow sexy smelt. Actually, this is not a bad pocket. I'm gonna give this a couple casts. I don't know if this is where we started earlier. I think it is. It is where we started earlier. Never mind, I take that back. We're kind of retracing our steps here. This looks good. Give this a shot right here. This looks really nice, dude.
Yeah, all this steep trough right here?
Yeah, super steep. You're on fire, James.
Look at it. How maybe a pregnant one, huh?
I don't know, I just think they're fat, but they could be pregnant. It could be the tail end. So we've been fishing now for about an hour and 40 minutes. Looking at about an hour and a half until peak high tide. We're gonna keep moving down the beach and covering water. It's definitely becoming more and more true that these fish haven't quite filled in because it was just such a turbulent past couple days. So it's just really proving the idea that letting the spot rest for a while definitely helps the bite. Just consistent 300, 400 wave power is ideal if it's been like that for like 3 or 4 days. Today again is the first real good day of that 200, 300 wave power that are letting the fish repopulate. I mean, combined we caught 4, so James actually is doing really, really good. He caught 3. I got that one big one. So we're gonna keep moving down the beach, seeing if there's a little calmer spot that even when the water was rough, it was a little more protected. Yeah, we gotta find them.
Yeah.
Good thing we have the bikes. So I think I'm gonna try a good mile. I'm gonna skip a couple cuts and try to find a really promising one. All of this looks like it could be holding halibut. So I'm gonna skip this cut, but it does look good. Should I skip it? It looks nice. It looks really nice. Oh! Oh! Might have been a perch. I hope it was a perch. There's a fish. Oh, come on. Am I gonna have to throw the Carolina rig? I don't know. Should I keep throwing the jerkbait? It's not very windy. We covered a lot of water so far. We've covered about 2 miles of different holes. If the jerkbait bite's not gonna turn on, and I already am keeping a nice 16-incher, I might just switch to a Carolina rig and get these fish that I've been missing. I missed 2 bites right now. So I think it's time to Carolina rig, and I'm gonna hit that spot that I just was hitting and I missed those 2 bites. So yeah, I'm not gonna bring just 1 fish home. Gotta bring a few for my dad. Let's go with the Got 'em Baits motor oil red flake. Cannot go wrong with that. On a size 2 hook, straight shank. Let's see if we can get the ones that we missed earlier. They were in really close. Yep, getting bit already. Small ones. Oh. There you go. Got him. Actually, that's a decent one. Not bad. Not a bad one at all. Yeah, that's a keeper. That's what was hitting my jerkbait, this size fish, but that's definitely a nice eater. Just pop the gills and just stay in the same spot. No need to move, no need to put it away. Just throw it in the perch pouch and keep on fishing. There's one. He wanted it. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That is not a bad fish right there. That's so funny. Going from 16 inches to 10 and 12s. There's another one. Fish number 3 real quick. It's good. These fish are so close. They're like right in this trough immediately. And today I'm using the Okuma Rockaway SP for the Carolina rig and the Hawaiian Custom 10'7" for the jerk baits. And it's really nice because I really don't have to cast this very far. These fish are just right there. And this is a really sensitive rod, so I can really detect when those fish are biting and when to really keep tension on my rod. And the hook set isn't like a quick jerk, just keep reeling through when you start getting bit, and eventually one of those perch will come and eat it. And so here's the retrieve. All you do is cast out, and you don't want to just let it sit there. If you let it sit there, that leader has a chance to wash around and wrap around your sinker, which you don't want, because you could be bringing up a tangled mess. So just a constant retrieve. Every now and then slow down, make sure you're on the bottom. But even if you're not on the bottom, they'll eat pretty good, even mid-column, if they see that soft plastic. But as you can see, I'm getting bit right in tight. James just pointed to in close. But yeah, if you get the Carolina rig down, it's definitely a really effective technique. And again, just constant reeling. It's not a bait and wait technique where you just let it sit. You want that bait, whether it's a 2-inch paddle tail or one of these crawfish, you just want it to have that action just as slow as you can go without being too fast. There's one. Oh, came off. There he is. There he is. I slowed down a little bit, but I don't want to slow down to a complete stop is what I don't want to do. There you go. I think this is fish number 5. My dad will be happy. And really quick, shout out to my cousins in the Philippines. My dad just visited the Philippines and brought them some Hook to Cook hats. So shout out to Kuya Carlo, Kuya Jishim, anyone that I'm forgetting, Kuya Reggie, Kuya Marlon. You guys are awesome. Tito Ruben, Tita Delilah, I miss you. Tita Lotlot, but yeah, I appreciate it. You guys are following all the way from the Philippines. Man, that's awesome. But I love you guys. Hopefully I get to see you soon. Look at him over there. He's on fire. Even if it's not really the bite we really wanted, it's nice to be able to change it up a little bit. Of course, we want to catch him on the jerk bait, which he is doing. And of course, we want a wide open bite, but there's something satisfying about figuring something out. And hopefully this episode helps you guys. And I want you guys to just watch the conditions and make sure that you understand that if it's really rough conditions, and then you see a day right after that is good conditions, keep your expectations realistic. But always leave room for that surprise bite. But we're gonna keep on fishing. 9:29, about an hour until peak high tide. I got about 6 or 7 perch now, so that's great. I think James just got a striper. No, big perch, really big perch.
Yeah, just so fat. Look at that. Man.
That's a tank, bro. How far out?
Just right in the surf.
Wow.
Right where it's got.
It's been a while since I got a big one on the Carolina rig, so we'll see.
That's a good fish, man.
That's a great fish. At least 15, 16. Yeah, that's gonna, oh, that's gonna go 16, I think. Second 16-incher of the day for us, huh?
My version 1 perch pouch here.
Uh-huh. I got his little brother. Got him on right now.
Oh, you going that fast?
Yeah.
Fast though, man.
Yeah, that's a fatty. This guy's not gonna make it. He doesn't make the cut. But that one definitely does. Jeez. Hold it up one more time. Wow. That's a beauty. Winner. That's a better one. I think it's kind of crazy how there's mixed grade in here. You guys saw the small ones I pulled out, and then now look at this decent one. Never mind, it just feels decent. That's like another 12-incher. Maybe 11. I'm being generous, but it's just, yeah, I mean, even then there's some really mixed grade in here. Like there's this one, kind of a medium-sized fish, and then you had James's 15-incher in the same water as like that 7-incher I caught. That's pretty spectacular. Such a vast difference in quality of these fish. But yeah, this is a perfect example of letting the fish bleed out while you are fishing the same spot, not having to move and lose where you're catching these fish. There's another one. But I'm able to bleed them out, keep them fresh, keep them nice and cool, and I'm just in the water enough for the bottom of the bag to drain out all the fish's blood. Are you a keeper? Yeah, why not? It's a whole fry right there for my dad. My parents are taking care of my grandma, my mom's mom. And I have cousins living with them too that are here. So there's a nice big family that'll enjoy this. There's another one. And that incoming tide is really coming up. got these waves coming up the beach, so always keep your eye on the beach. Never turn your back to the ocean. This is a great bite for the Carolina rig for sure. Look at that. This is only the second crawdad that I'm using too, and I've already got almost a limit in my bag. They're pretty durable baits. Oh shoot. No. That would have been bad. Oh yeah, that'll be nice. Oh, that's a good one. That was a better one. Better one on the Carolina rig. He was farther out. Most of the fish have been hitting really close in this lip right here, this first trough, but that one hit farther out. That's a good fish. Get up here. Yeah, much better quality. Yeah, that's a decent one. Looks like a spawned out female. Yep. Already had her babies. And that's a good thing about fishing the end of summer into fall. They're already spawned out. Most of them. They're not gonna be the biggest, but so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I got the 9th in my bag at my bike. So one more fish for the limit. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and tie on or stick with the Carolina rig. One more fish and that'll be limits. Well, that was a close one. That wave was really polite. It waited for me to get up before it came all the way up the beach. Thanks, wave. Oh yeah, that last fish took the claws off my crawdad. I'm sure this would still get bit, just the body, but man, if I can get a limit on 3 baits, that's pretty darn good. I'll take it. These come in 15 packs, so I mean, if I keep those ratios, I can get 5 limits per pack. I'll take those odds any day. Put a fresh one on for the last fish though. Oh, there's one. That's a good one. That's a keeper. If I can bring him in. Number 10. This rod makes medium fish feel big compared to the Hawaiian Custom. The Hawaiian Custom is so parabolic, it absorbs the weight really good, but this Rockaway SP is a fun rod because it's sensitive and it's a fast action, so you could feel everything, and a fish like this feels heavy, and it's only like a 11-incher. But that'll do it. That's how we ate it. Punctured right through the bottom jaw. And I still have a new bait, so technically it's brand new, almost. 2 more fish on it. And I basically got a limit. Well, 9 fish on 2 whole baits and a 3rd brand new one. So really good odds. Well, it's 11:17. It's an hour past peak high tide. The water was actually a lot rougher than I thought it was gonna be. It was supposed to be 250 to 300 in terms of wave power, but that surf forecast was a little bit off today. Well, also this location doesn't exactly have a buoy, so I picked the beach closest to it. But I really think that there is something to it where, yeah, you can look at conditions, even if conditions look great for the specific day, but if the conditions leading up to that day were really turbulent, rough, then those fish might not be there at that time. What you really want to look for when you're looking at conditions, kind of zoom out to the whole week, and if the day that you're fishing has great weather leading up to it, like 3 or 4 days of great surf power, wave power, great tides, then I think those are going to be really, really good chances. So that's one thing that not a lot of people talk about. They'll talk about conditions on a specific day, but really try to look for a day where leading up to it is at least consistent. So hopefully that helped you guys. I'm going to leave a link right here for you on an episode that we filmed here not too long ago, about a week ago, where the conditions were perfect, and you'll see we caught halibut, striped bass, perch all in one day because leading up to it was consistent 200, 300 wave power, and then peak high tide coincided with gray light, which was like 7, 8 o'clock. But I'll leave those videos right there. Hope this episode helped you. We'll catch you on the next one.